What's up, Breeze Heat family? We are back with another video. These are the seafood lasagna roll-ups. They have salmon, shrimp, a good Alfredo sauce, a lot of cheese, and they are really good. You already know, if you're here, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to jump into the video. So I'm going to be using Chef Keyshawn's all-purpose seasoning, some black pepper, as well as some salt to season everything pretty much in this video. I also use a little bit of Old Bay in the sauce, but we'll get to that. Chef Keish, he put out his all-purpose seasoning, y'all, and this fire. Like, this is not even me. I'm not being paid to do this. It's something I bought with my own money just to support and to give it a try as well. And the blend on this is perfect. It's low sodium, so you can throw a lot on there and then kind of measure out your own salt levels and have a little bit more control of that. So that's what I did. I took my 2 pieces of salmon. I actually had like a full salmon fillet, and I broke it down into pieces, and these were like the top and the bottom pieces that weren't even, which turned out to be perfect for this video because I'm going to be chopping it up anyway. So if you have like 2 salmon fillets, this should work perfectly fine as well. They don't have to be like these equal proportions to exactly what I'm making. So I seasoned the front and the back with some salt, pepper, and that all-purpose seasoning. If you guys are interested in giving it a try, I'll go ahead and drop the link to where I got mine, as well as his Instagram below, so you guys can try that out. And like I said, this is just me being genuine and supporting. It's actually really good. I had some shrimp as well. You can, if you would like to, cut the shrimp before. I did it after because there's something about shrimp that is not cut all the way. That's not cooked and cut that just messes with my mind. So as you can see, I'm seasoning here as well, and I'm making sure I clean off like the extra seasoning on the counter because we're just gonna clean as we go because we don't need no big mess at the end. That's what you don't want. So you're gonna clean as you go. As soon as you like spill something, just clean it up. Give that a really nice mix, and it should look like this. Next, we're gonna get our lasagna noodles going. Now, I went to Target and I got these lasagna noodles, and these were the only ones that they had. It was a Target brand, but honestly, I thought I was tripping because last time I made lasagna roll-ups, my noodles were like a bigger size. I don't know. Something about these were just giving mini, so that's what we're going to go with, the mini lasagna roll-ups. But it was actually perfect because the dish that I used to put into the oven, it wasn't that big, so I was actually able to make more of them. But to get my salmon going, I heated a pan on a medium heat. You don't need it high at all. As you can see, my fire is not super high. It's just going just in a medium heat. If this is anything in your house, like a 4 or 5. Because we're going to cook our salmon, and we want to cook it very delicately because even though we're going to chop it up, you still want it to be nice and juicy. So you add that in there one by one. And if you do have the skin on your salmon, that's totally fine. You're going to put it face down with the skin side up. And you can do it like that. And then you can just remove the skin once you flip it. I mean, skin side down. I'm sorry, y'all. Skin goes first. Skin side down. And then you'll do it like that. And then when you flip it over, you should be able to just peel the skin off. I get mine skinless from Sam's Club. It already comes skinless, so I don't got to remove it and do all the extra stuff. Just my preference. If you're looking for some skinless, you can do that. I get both skinless and skin because some of my recipes call for the skin. Like, you know, if I'm just trying to be healthy and I just want to make something real quick, I can do the skin. It doesn't bother me, but a lot of the times when I'm trying to cook something for y'all, I like to get it skinless just so I don't have to do that extra work of peeling the skin off, because it can be kind of hard. So you're going to let your salmon cook on each side for like 3... Okay, let's go with 4 minutes, depending on the thickness. If you have a really thin piece of salmon, give it 3 minutes. If you have a thinner piece, thick piece, 4 minutes, thinner piece, 3 minutes. Let's do it like that, y'all. And I wanted to turn my heat down because my pan was getting really, really hot, and I wanted to cook my shrimp. And I like for my shrimp to be cooked perfectly. I don't like it to be like overcooked or anything. And I already seen when I put this first piece of shrimp in that this pan was too hot. Like, you could just see the smoke going already. So once I put all of my pieces of shrimp in, I did turn down the heat to like a low so I can control the temperature a little bit better. Once it got down low, I was able to bring it back up. Remember, you can always control the stove. You can always control the temperature at which things are cooked. So if something is like too high, Turn it down, let that pan cool down. You can remove it from the heat and put it on an eye on your stove that's not on there, and then get back to it on a lower heat. Don't get don't think like once it's stuck on a certain setting that you have to keep it on there. So make sure you can see I turned the heat down and like all of that smoke kind of went down. And since it was a little bit hotter at first, it did cook my shrimp really, really crispy, but that's okay because now I'm just going to flip it and I'm only going to keep it on there for like 1 to 2 minutes. It only takes shrimp less than 5 minutes to cook on both sides, y'all. So you don't want no super chewy shrimp and you don't want it mushy. So I would say 2.5 minutes on each side on a low to medium heat for real. If the pan is already hot like it was from that salmon, you're going to go ahead and just turn it down. But if you're starting with a fresh pan with some fresh olive oil, a medium heat should do it just fine. I didn't like all the olive oil on the side of my pan like that, so that's why I did it like that. And this is just me removing the shrimp. We're going to continue to keep this same pan. So go ahead and turn that heat down. If it's already low from when you cook the shrimp, it's totally fine. But we're going to keep it on like a low heat, probably like a 3. Just because when you cook your Alfredo sauce, you don't want that heat too high. You don't want it to curdle or anything like that. So I added in 1.5 tablespoons of butter, as well as my minced garlic. I use fresh garlic because that's what I had on hand. If you have the one that's in the jar, trust me, baby, it's going to do the same exact thing. So get it on there. As you can see, it's nice and bubbly. The pan is hot. So there's no need for me to turn the heat back up and continue like making it hotter. I like this temperature. I can control it. My garlic is getting nice and aromatic and it's not burning. It's just cooking and getting a nice smell in the house. This is my favorite part. Now I'm going to add in my heavy whipping cream. I think I did about 1.5 cups of this. And I had some extra sauce on the side. So if you want, you can just do the 1 cup. But if you're making like the bigger lasagna rolls like I plan to do before I got these little mini ones, I say just do the 1.5 cups. If you have extra sauce, it ain't never killed nobody, okay? So you see it's going in and it's bubbling. It's getting nice and hot. And then I'm going to season it. I'm going to season it with the exact same things that I used earlier, except I'm going to use the Old Bay as well. So here we are with the Chef Quiche seasoning. I'd say that's probably 1 tablespoon right there. I did like 1/2 tablespoon of salt, 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper, just to give it some flavor. And y'all already know, go ahead and check the description below for the exact grocery list / ingredient list, as well as all of the measurements, so you can follow along and do this with me. Now I'm adding in some Old Bay, and I'd say I probably did like 1/2 tablespoon of that. This is just going to give it a little bit of that Cajun flavor that I was looking for. And then you're going to give this a really nice mix and make sure it's well incorporated. But you're going to want to make sure like you do this. If you can see, like I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the pan and doing it. Like I'm not really doing it super hard, so it's splashing everywhere. And I'm making sure like all this seasoning that's getting to the side of it is getting all up in there. Because sometimes when you like mix it around, all the seasonings will go to the side of the pot just because you're seasoning it and that's where it's going. So make sure you continuously mix and mix. And for me, when I make my Alfredo sauce, I don't know, this is just a me thing. You can use Parmesan if you want, but I'm such a fan of mozzarella. The way it melts for an Alfredo is just my preference. I don't know. You can use Parmesan if you want, but I use mozzarella. I think I use probably about 1/4 cup of mozzarella. And I had some frozen spinach because when my spinach was about to go bad, so I just put it in a Ziploc bag and I put it in the freezer, y'all. So if you got some spinach, that's a pro tip right there. Go ahead and just throw it in the freezer. And you can use it for the next time that you have like a recipe like this, or if you don't want to use it in your smoothies and stuff, that's what I like to do as well. So yeah, give that all a really good mix, and now you have a really yummy Alfredo sauce. I think I added in a little bit more. Yep, I added in a little bit more cheese. So that's a 1/4 cup total, not like 1/4 and then 1/4 cup total. I just broke it down into 2 separate ones. Now I like to do that because if I put the first little batch in and it's too much, I don't have to put the second one in. But if you already put it in and it's too much, you put everything in at once, you can't really control it, you know? So here I am breaking up the salmon meat. I only ended up using one of these, well, I actually did end up using both of the fillets, honestly, but when I was originally like doing this, I was like, that looks like enough, so I removed it, and then I started cutting up my shrimp. It was not enough for all 6 of my rolls, so use both of them, break them both down, and save yourself the time. Now you can like get your shrimp into the pieces that you want. I wanted thicker pieces, so my roll would have a little bit of volume to it, you know. So you can do them smaller if you want, but this is just what I did. So now you have the noodles. They are nice. They're rolled out. You're going to take your salmon, and now it's time to build it up for real. So you want to make sure the salmon pieces are, I would say, like, not super shredded, but, you know, shredded enough so when you get it in there, it's not like a full piece of salmon. So just go ahead and line it up. You're going to add as much as you want, as less as you want. The thicker they are, I will say it might be a little bit harder for it to be rolled. So go ahead and add as much as you want on there. I did a nice amount on there, and I also added my shrimp as well. Like I said, you can make the shrimp pieces as big or as little that you want. I feel like these were like a good size for what I was trying to accomplish, like visual and presentation wise. If you want to use less, you can use less. If you want to use more, totally use more. You can always feel free to do this also with like chicken as well. Make this recipe work for you. That's the beauty in like cooking and the beauty in recipes in general. So go ahead, add some cheese as well as your sauce. You're going to add the sauce to the bottom of this pan as well. So here I am getting it nice and saucy on the bottom. Here's my sauce on the bottom of my pan. And I also added my sauce onto my rolls. I don't know, for some reason my camera cut that out, but you'll be able to see like when I'm rolling it that I did add the sauce on there too. So here you go. Give it a nice tucked roll, tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Like if you was about to jump out of a car. You know, they always tell you to tuck and roll. And that's what it looks like. After you get all of them in there, top it with some parsley, some cheese, a lot more of that sauce, and bake it into the oven. You're going to get that in there for about, I'd say, 15 to 20 minutes, or it's until it's nice and golden brown like this. And when you take it out, y'all, look at that. Look at that cheese pool. Like, stop playing with your girl. Go ahead and plate it up. You can serve this with some salad and some garlic bread, because that's what I did. And if you're here, check out another video for your recipes. Bye.